In step 3 of our risk assessment, we evaluate the risks and decide on precautions to control the risks. We measure risk by likelihood and severity. This tells us if the risk is low or high. Likelihood is how likely harm could occur, for example, rare or certain, and severity is how serious that harm could be, for example, minor cuts or death. You might choose to represent this risk level as low, medium, or high, or use a 5x5 risk matrix, a 9x9 matrix, or some other scale. The higher the risk, the more of a priority controlling that risk should be. Look at each hazard you identified in step 1 and the risks they create in step 2. How can you manage these risks responsibly? The control measures you put in place should bring the risk down to an acceptable level before you start work. If the control measures are not in place that need to be, then work shouldn't start or continue until those risks have been controlled. Risk doesn't have to be zero. There will often be some risk remaining, residual risk, but it needs to be at an acceptable level. If the risk is still high and someone could get seriously hurt, then it is unlikely you have done enough to control the risks. Put in place actions and controls to reduce the risk as much as is reasonably practicable, to reduce the risk to an acceptable level.